I received my GoPro Mission 1 Pro just a few days ago, and I immediately jumped to prepare this comparison between Insta360 Ace Pro 2 and DJI Action 6, and to find out which one of these action cameras is still the king on the market. This review is not sponsored by anyone. I purchased all three cameras by myself. Ace Pro 2 was purchased on the beginning on 2025. DJI Action 6 was purchased immediately after the release day in 2025 November. And actually GoPro Mission 1 Pro that arrived only 2 days ago, which I pre-ordered on the beginning of May. So let's find out, is all the hype that you see on the internet worth it? And which one of these cameras actually worth your money? Let's go. There were a couple of things that were the most advertised about the new GoPro Mission 1 Pro, and actually the one was slow motion that I will in detail go just a little bit later, but the second one was 1-inch sensor, because this is the first action camera with a real 1-inch sensor. For example, the DJI Action 6 has a square 1/1.1-inch sensor, which is smaller. If you want to film, for example, horizontal videos for the YouTube, then of course the ratio for your video, like real video, will be smaller. While on Insta360 Ace Pro 2, the sensor is even smaller, which is 1/1.3-inch sensor. While filming this episode, I set all the cameras in the same default configurations. Right now I'm filming in 4K 30 FPS in high bit rate. So the GoPro Mission 1 Pro has the highest bit rate, is up to 240 megabit per second if you are filming in the highest bit rate, but using the GoPro Labs you can jump up to 300 megabit per second. I will go into details about GoPro Labs just a little bit later. Insta360 Ace Pro 2 is on the second place because in the high bit rate you can film in 180 megabit per second. While DJI Action 6 is losing the battle of the high rate, because the highest you can film in 4K is only 120 megabit per second. GoPro and DJI are offering 10-bit color, while Insta360 Ace Pro 2 is offering only 8-bit color. It means that if you are into color grading, then perhaps GoPro and Action 6 might be better fit for you. But among these cameras, the Ace Pro 2 and Mission 1 Pro that actually offers the real lock format, while DJI Action 6 offers so-called D-Lock M, which is not exactly lock format, but more like a flat profile. So let's discuss the focus distance. So the Ace Pro 2 is offering 37 centimeters, and it fits almost to everyone who would like to film holding the camera in their hand like I'm doing it right now. The DJI Action 6 has a flexible aperture, and that's why when you film, for example, with the aperture 2, the minimum focus distance will be 40 centimeters. But when you switch to aperture 4, the minimum focus distance is changing to 20 centimeters. And for example, even if I put my camera a little bit closer now to my face, and the aperture now on Action 6 is set to 3, perhaps the focus distance on Action 6 should be the best among all the cameras. On GoPro it's slightly different, because of the minimum focus distance is approximately 47 centimeters, and it means that if you put the camera too close, you're losing the focus and the details. So let me just show you the test. I'm putting the cameras like closer and closer and closer again and again and again, and even on the video preview I can see a lot more details on the DJI Action 6. Let me just put it further away from all the cameras. Okay, all right. So now my hands are fully stretched, and perhaps this is exactly the perfect distance to film with GoPro Mission 1 Pro. GoPro has finally built the low light or night mode for this Mission 1 series, and I compared it with other cameras. So all three cameras now are using low light mode. It's actually almost 45 minutes past sunset. I have some street lights here and there, and yeah, what do you think, guys? Okay. So this is actually midnight, and yeah, as you can see, I'm filming on all three cameras in a low light. We have beautiful stars on the sky. Wow, so nice. What do you think? I have only the backyard light here and there. The new GoPro Mission 1 is coming with updated mic system, and it has multiple mics on the front and also the mic on the side and on the back, just to compensate the wind and compensate your voice when it comes, you know, from the back, when you want to film like this, or maybe like when you want to film something in front of you. The Ace Pro 2 has a special wind coverage on its mic, and let's actually compare the sound between all these three cameras. Now the sound is not modified. The Ace Pro 2 has a special wind coverage on it, but today the weather is super calm, we don't have any wind. Let's move the cameras and start talking to the back of the cameras, like I'm doing it right now. Okay, so just continue talking. Turning the camera to my direction again. Alright, so guys, what do you think? Let the comments below. Which one of the cameras offers the best sound? All three cameras support 8K, but only GoPro Mission 1 Pro that you can film in 8K 60 FPS. And for example, if you have more sudden movement, then of course your 8K footage on GoPro Mission 1 Pro will be much smoother than other cameras, because Action 6 and Insta360 Ace Pro 2 only support 8K 30 FPS. Let's take a look at the details that all the cameras can snap, because a few days ago I took all the cameras with me just to film the sunset, and I was a little bit surprised how much details each camera could take, especially in like small details on the distance. So this is the shore of the Netherlands, and we have a lot of windmills offshore. And as you can see, I was really surprised to see that actually DJI Action 6 didn't snap any details of the windmills in the far, while GoPro Mission 1 Pro, all the windmills were just like some spots on the screen. It doesn't look like the windmills. And interestingly, that Ace Pro 2 with a smaller sensor had some most visible details on the windmills that can be recognized actually as a windmills. What do you think? And let's talk about the slow motion, because this is the newest feature that GoPro advertised a lot, and it offers up to 960 FPS, which is 32 times slower videos than normally we used to see, which is actually 30 frames per second. How does it work? You can film the normal slow motion in 4K up to 240 FPS, something similar that also offered new DJI Osmo Pocket 4. But you can go even deeper and more crazier, because if you switch the camera to 1080p, you can utilize up to 960 FPS up to 10 seconds. And I must say that it works really great. But just remember that you need to film, you need to use this burst slow motion mode only when you have the good lighting, because you're filming in 1080p and you will lose a lot of details. Cropping of the video is not gonna help. I was trying to film, for example, the flying bees, and yes, you can recognize some details, but still it's not so usable as you, for example, would expect. So this burst slow motion is really fits great for some large objects, like splash in the water when you are jumping in the water. Maybe if you are testing, I know, the new shoes and you want to like see the compression of the shoes or stuff like that. But it's definitely not for the small objects. But in general, the slow motion on the new GoPro Mission 1 Pro is really excellent. And by the way, this is the main feature, the differences between Mission 1 and Mission 1 Pro. Speaking of the size and the weight of all three cameras, because GoPro Mission 1 Pro is the heaviest and actually the bulkiest among all the cameras, it weighed around 250 grams with a protection hood and 208 grams without protection hood. While Insta360 Ace Pro 2 offers approximately 170 something grams, and DJI Action 6 is the smallest among all three cameras, and it weighed only 150 grams. Is it noticeable? It depends. If you attach the camera to, for example, the drone, then you might notice it. Speaking of the colors, each of this camera is actually offering different color profiles. On GoPro Mission 1 Pro, you can select between the standard, the flat color profile, also the cinematic, the vibrant, and of course the updated GoPro Lock or G-Lock 2 for the color grading. And I must say that G-Lock 2 is really excellent if you would like to grade your color. But if you, for example, you would like just to modify the colors a little bit, I would highly recommend to go with a flat color profile. On DJI Action 6, we only have the standard with the normal 10-bit and also D-Lock M, which is sort of lock profile, but not exactly. On Insta360 Ace Pro 2, we also have the flat color profile, standard one, and also the iLock. But unfortunately, it's only 8-bit color camera. Speaking of the front screen on the Mission 1 Pro is not touchable screen. It's just like the copying what you see on the back screen. It's not the same like you have on the DJI Action 6. And on Ace Pro 2, you don't have any front screen at all. It only shows you the current configuration. But on Ace Pro 2, you have the flip screen, and it gives you more possibility to see like what you're filming in the larger view rather than on other two cameras. Mission 1 Pro has a new sensor on its front screen that actually allows to recognize which frequency is better to use. Because if you live in Europe, for example, and you're filming indoor, the frequency of the light is 50 Hz. If you live like in other countries, the frequency of the light indoor can be 60 Hz. And just to avoid the flickering, GoPro will automatically suggest you if you want to switch to another frequency like between 50 and 60 Hz. So you're not going to be able to film, for example, in 60 FPS, but rather in 50 FPS. So speaking of the battery, GoPro Mission 1 Pro offers so-called endurance mode that allows you to film up to 5 hours on the single battery. I didn't test it by myself, but yesterday I took DJI Action 6 and Mission 1 Pro on the running session with me. And interestingly, that at the end of the session, I still had 84% on both of the cameras. I was testing slow motion mode. Of course, we should understand the slow motion on Mission 1 Pro is actually twice heavier than on Action 6 because you can film up to 240 FPS rather than only 120 FPS on Action 6. But it's good to see that actually the battery was significantly improved. I didn't notice absolutely any overheating issues with the new Mission 1 Pro, which is also very good because it was very annoying issue with other GoPro cameras. All three cameras actually are offering 2x lossless zoom, but only Ace Pro 2 actually offering 2x lossless zoom while you are filming. Because on Mission 1 Pro and DJI, if you want to zoom in or zoom out, you need to stop the recording, then change the zoom level and start filming again. GoPro also offers a new grip, so-called point and shoot photography grip for the Mission 1 Pro. This is actually just a piece of plastic. It's like the cage with extra button that will press the main button on the GoPro Mission 1 Pro. It doesn't have any battery. It doesn't have actually any Bluetooth connectivity with the camera itself. Yeah, it's more like the cage. We have similar grips also offered by other manufacturers for DJI Action 6. I have the same grip, for example, from Telezine, from Freewell, but Insta360 Ace Pro 2 had more advanced grip that actually is connected with your camera using USB. This grip from Insta360 Ace Pro 2 actually has a built-in battery that actually double the battery on the camera itself. Also, it has the dials that allows you to zoom in and zoom out like on the real camera. The new Mission 1 Pro and DJI Action 6 are offering so-called built-in tracking. It means that the video will be sort of automatically cropped, but the camera can track you, and you will have like this effect, you know, that when you're moving like left and right, the camera will sort of automatically keep tracking you. Insta360 Ace Pro 2 doesn't have none of these features like that. So if you're, for example, doing some dancing, or if you want to film like your children or stuff like that, then of course that Mission 1 Pro or DJI Action 6 might be the best choice. Just one more feature that was heavily advertised by GoPro before launching this camera, it was the open gate mode. So I'm filming now in open gate. In this mode, the camera is automatically set the configuration to 8K 30 FPS and the ratio 4:3. You can actually set the same in your video mode, but open gate, it means that you're utilizing the entire possibility of the sensor. But here we come perhaps to the most sensitive part of the GoPro Mission 1 Pro, and this is the price. Because in Europe, the GoPro Mission 1 Pro I pre-ordered for 700 euros. If you convert it to USD, it is more than 800 USD. So $700 for GoPro Mission 1 Pro, and you need also additionally to purchase the SD card because it doesn't have built-in memory comparing to DJI Action 6, which just gives you additional 30 euros. It means that you need to pay at least 730 euros for GoPro Mission 1 Pro if you want to start filming immediately. For the same price, you can basically purchase two DJI Action 6 with already pre-built in memory, or you can purchase DJI Action 6 and also Insta360 Ace Pro 2 with two batteries. And here is the main question: is the new GoPro Mission 1 Pro actually worth the double money of the Action 6 and Ace Pro 2? I would say this is for you to decide. So guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I tried to keep it as short as possible. There are a lot of things that I wanted to put into this comparison, but many things that were already told by other creators like DC Rainmaker and Flypath. So I decided to be as short as possible. But if you still have some questions, just drop them below in the comments and I will try to answer as soon as possible. Stay tuned because of new cameras are coming very soon. You know what I'm talking about. Cheers. Bye.